Okay, back again with ground. And I'm sorry for the flash in your eyes.
That's all right.
I'm sorry.
I'm looking at the Sedona sunset. It's beautiful.
I know.
Well, it's almost over, but
So we're meeting here in Sedona, right?
yeah.
And you've been living here in Sedona for how long?
Since '86.
And how long have you met since you've met Osho?
Well, Osho, I met in Pune in '78. So that's when
Wow.
I went to Pune. You know, honestly, I was running out of money in India, and I thought, you know, I better go check this out. Some of my friends are into it. I've got enough money left to go down there and hang out for a bit. I had zero interest in becoming a sannyasin, in becoming a disciple. I was not, you know, I'd spent some time with Lama Yeshe up in Tibet, in Nepal, in the Tibetan Buddhist monastery up there. Um, and I had a bit of a taste for the sort of spiritual life, but I was not looking to be an Osho disciple or, you know, any of that. Definitely not.
Where do you stand today from all this?
From all this,
From all this, where do you stand today? Are you happy?
yes, yes, I'm happy, and I'm happy. I'm 68 now, you know. So this was 40 years ago what we're talking about, you know. So I think everything that happens in your life kind of leads into the next thing, leads into the next thing, and I think the important thing for me is just the quality of awareness that you bring to actually experiencing this moment, you know, inhabiting your life in a way, and and listening and paying attention and, you know, meditating and noticing around you, and like you and I sitting here talking. I mean, I didn't know you, you
I
know,
didn't know you.
half an hour ago, you know.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
yet here we are, you know, and someone watches this and they can relate to it somehow, or you know, I mean, I think it's a big experiment, honestly.
I know.
I'm not. People say, "What do you believe in?" and yada yada, and it's like, you know, just live your life. You know, be aware, try and act consciously. The key for me in my life is I try to make decisions in the moment with full consciousness as much as I can.
Oh
So,
wow.
so if you're paying attention, you go, okay, I'm going to do this. Here's the
Mm.
pros, here's the cons. I'm committed. Boom, I'm going to do it. Then later down the track, if it turns out to be a really bad idea,
Mm-hmm.
you can go, well, you know, at the time, I considered everything that I had in my mind, the resources that I had, and I made a commitment and I moved ahead. So that what that does is it removes regret. You know,
True.
I think regret is just a really kind of unhelpful thing to have in your life. You know, and a lot of us regret things decisions we made unconsciously. You know, out of anger or whatever. But as you become more, and I'm not saying that I'm, you know, achieve this necessarily, but I do try to live as consciously as possible within myself. So I'm kind of my own, you know, I think you've got to be your own inner guru at some point,
Yes,
you know?
yes. You don't need an external guru, do
Well,
you?
sometimes you do, and I had one, and a lot of people
You
have
need
one.
guidance in a sense.
You need inspiration, you need guidance, you need tools, etc. But at a certain point, you go, okay, now I'm making this decision, and I'm making it consciously, and whatever happens down the track, let the chips fall where they may. I will not look back on this and go, oh, darn, I wish I had, or if only I had. It's like you did the best you could
At that
at
moment.
the moment you had with the tools that you had. So just don't regret it. Learn from it. You know, let it be there. I didn't even like let it go. It's very hard to let things go. You know, just let it be there. Let it be back there. And now, in this moment,
Be
I'm
now.
choosing with the consciousness that I have now and the values and whatever. I'm choosing to do this.
To be
And
here and now.
be here and now, but try and be here and now in as conscious a way as you can,
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah. What about joy? Where does joy stand from ground?
I think joy is an appreciation of your uh, place here on the planet. You know, the body you've been given, the life that you're living, um, without conditions. You know, if you put conditions on your life, you're probably not going to feel joyful. You know.
Meaning
Meaning it's
There's,
like, oh, I can't feel joyful until I've got
yeah,
a whole lot of money,
conditions,
or a car nicer than that guy, or
or a house.
house. What I mean, a house is good. I've got a house. I like having a house, but
Yeah.
I think joy is more of a spontaneous kind of. It's a sort of a bubbling up that comes with an acceptance of your situation, and it's not without. And hope is good, because you're looking forward to things, sort of improving, if you like, but you can feel joy um, along with gratitude in acceptance. If you accept, this is where I'm at, this is what's happening, I'll make the best of it. That's kind of joy for me.
Yeah. I believe, and I don't know what's your intake on this. I believe that being in a joyful state of just being, for the sake of it, for the sake of the joy in your life, is brings you a lot of good. I mean, nothing is good or bad. I can't believe now today in good or bad. I believe in that being in the moment consciously, as you've said, as you stated, being in you, fully aware of everything around you, not being absent-minded, not being distracted, because some moments just bring their own guidance, and then once the guidance comes along, joy comes along too.
Sounds good.
What does sound good?
Well, I mean, that's works for you. For someone else, joy may not even be on the table. Acceptance might be a good place to start.
Acceptance.
Yeah.
What is acceptance?
Acceptance is, there's that story. One of my favorite kind of stories that Bhagwan Osho now used to tell was of the monk who lived in the cave. And this is one of the cards in the Osho Tarot. It's called Acceptance. So the monk lives in the cave. He's in China somewhere, and he has people go up to talk to him, and this young girl goes up to talk to him, and then she gets pregnant, and then the parent, and she has a baby. The parents go storming up the mountain. And they give the baby to the monk and say, "Here, this is yours. You got our daughter pregnant. And he says, "Is that so?"
Yeah.
And he looks after this kid for X amount of time, and finally the girl confesses that it was the boy from the other village that she'd done the wild thing with, and they go, "Oh my God, we've insulted the monk." They go back up the mountain and they say, "We're really sorry, can we have our grandchild back? We understand now that you're not the father of this child." And he says,
but they scold him also.
he says, "Is that so?"
Yeah.
But the main thing is that he says, "Is
that
that so?" He accepts what's happening.
But isn't that joy? Isn't acceptance
That's not necessarily
joy?
well, it may be joy for him, but what it is not falling into the trap of defending yourself, defending the ego, or defending the personality, defending your reputation, or whatever. He was clear enough in himself to just say, "Is that so?" He wasn't going to argue with anyone. Truth will out. He's not worried. He's probably happy for the company, really.
Yeah.
Gets lonely up there in the cave.
But when he released that child that he raised up.
Well, I don't know how long he had it for, and doesn't really matter that much. But the point is that he accepted that which is,
Is that
in this moment. This is what's happening. I'm fine with it. Go with the flow, kind of thing. And I think that takes a lot of pressure off.
Graham, I've noticed that the more I am in acceptance, the more I am balanced, and therefore the more I'm joyful. Because there's nothing that can distract my joy. Nothing. I mean, because I'm accepting whatever comes, whatever happens. Like today, for instance, okay? Luminous calls me and says, "I have a couple of friends coming over for wine. Would you like to come?" And I was so tired. I've been driving all day since 8 a.m.
Uh-huh.
I went up to Flagstaff, and you know how the winding road on 89A, and
the switchbacks.
exactly. And I came back, and when I had a connection on my phone, and she calls, and I said, yes. The yes was not because I wanted anything, not because I needed anything. It was, A yes out of not turning out any opportunity in life.
You never know.
You
know.
never know.
Yeah, it's
And
good.
here we are.
It's good to say yes, but with awareness.
With awareness.
I like to say, one of my favorite sayings is, it's good to have an open mind.
Yes.
But not so open that your brains fall out.
Exactly.
So you had a yes for it. You go and check it out. Something happens. Maybe it turns out for the good. Maybe it's not for the
At the end
good.
of the
Who
day,
knows?
I'll go back home.
Yeah. But it's also it's in the area of the unknown. You don't know what's in it for you or what's going to happen. But you have the time and you have the space, and you say, yeah, I'll
Even though I was
I'll try that.
tired. I was accepting it as a situation. I mean, this is one of many. There are some bad ones.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's like really, really bad. Like one time I was applying for a loan and I needed that money and they turned me back and they said, you're not
Don't
eligible.
you hate that when people don't want to give you money?
But the thing is, I didn't hate it. I thought, okay,
yeah.
okay.
Well, it's the old, one door opens, one door closes, another one opens. Et cetera,
Many
et cetera.
doors opened after
Exactly.
that.
Yeah.
So
And oftentimes it's like when I went back to my plan for going to Pune, was just to see a couple of friends and check it out, and then get on a plane and go back to Australia before my money ran out. But you just don't know what's kind of waiting for you down the track. I mean, it's good. Don't be naive. Don't fall into some
scam.
Svengali kind of scam or whatever. But if spirit is really kind of guiding you, then there's a chance that something good will happen.
Something great could happen.
It's not guaranteed.
No, it's not guaranteed, but if not,
It's worth a shot.
yes,
You never know.
always, you never know what the universe could offer. Do you believe in the universe? That will be our other question. We have
The
to.
universe.
The
What's
universe.
that? All those planets and stuff. I try to avoid. I've been. People always try and get me into committing to something. It's like the universe. Like I said, I don't really. I prefer not to believe in believing. I prefer just to experience what's coming. And I don't think you need. If something good happens, I don't think you need to fall down on your knees and thank the universe. I think it's good just to go, oh, that was good. I tend to go, well, whoever was in charge of that, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was great. Appreciate it. Send me some more.
Yeah.
But not to kind of you don't want to get into a supplicant role. I just don't think that's healthy.
Interesting.
I don't think
Maybe
that's
I
healthy.
needed this talk. Maybe I'm the one who needs this talk.
Yeah, whatever. It's just don't get too far in. Living here in Sedona, it's like, oh my God, it's the new age capital of the known universe, and people will come up with all kinds of stuff. I'll give you an example. The harmonic convergence, August 1987, right?
Can we stop at
Yeah.
this? And we need to stop until the third part.